Joining us now via Zoom is Lindsay Sikora. She's the owner of Sikora Business Solutions and the Sikora Law Firm. Lindsay, hello and welcome to the broadcast. Good to have you with us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today.
So, thank you for being with us. What do you guys do? Let's just start with that. Tell me about how you've been helping people during this crisis.
Sure. Well, Sikora Business Solutions is a consulting firm, and we focus right now on helping businesses know what they need to know to reopen. It's pretty overwhelming out there right now for a lot of business owners. There's a lot of executive orders and some legal things to be aware of, lots of new changes happening, and important things for them to implement. Lots of new documents and forms that the businesses will need. So we're helping everybody implement their preparedness plan and get ready for welcoming people back into their businesses and getting started again.
All right, Lindsay, I think we've only had, about 10,000 orders from the governor that we've all had to
Yeah.
interpret that are continuing to evolve, and it's been very, very complicated. Let's start right there. So here in our studios, we are, quote unquote, an essential business, and we in West Bloomfield have been open the whole time. Not so much here, but we are now here in our Troy studios. And we've been, I got a message at the very beginning. We had to put a sign up on the door from Oakland County and followed a bunch of Oakland County's rules. Now we have another sign up on the door about all the rules that we're following from the governor's orders. But I think I got to redo it because they change every week. Are businesses challenged by the changing landscape during this whole crisis?
Yes, very much so. And I often have clients who we've done preparedness plans for them a few weeks ago because they wanted to get ahead of the game. And I've been reaching out to them to let them know that there are some revisions that need to be made to their plans because we do have to keep up with all of the changing executive orders. Some pieces of prior orders stay in place, some are completely moot and no longer needed. And so it is nice to have somebody on your side, an advocate like our firm, to be able to guide you through that process.
Yeah, it's really complicated, and and I appreciate what you're doing. And some people are going to seek your advice; others are going to, just get that open up kit from Dave Coulter and the folks over at Oakland County. They've done a nice job. There are
Sure.
other resources, but you don't want to screw something like this up. Are companies at risk if they don't follow the proper procedures from possible litigation or other inconveniences from their employees? Because, and let me just preface this question by saying the police have not come and knocked on my door. I don't think anyone's going to come inspect our files, in all honesty, to make sure that we're doing this right. But if you don't do it right, what are the downsides?
Yeah, so there are a few things that people want to be aware of. Surely there is liability involved with reopening. And so one of the main recommendations that I have for my clients is do their due diligence and make that preparedness plan. So there is an executive order that's still in place and still active that is requiring businesses to have a written preparedness plan for reopening. And so that's one thing that we're helping them do because there are a few avenues that people can take regarding liability in your small business. One is there's general negligence claims that they can bring against your business. There's also claims surrounding OSHA. So OSHA Act of 1970 really implements certain guidelines and requires workplaces to provide a safe work environment free of hazards that could cause death or serious harm. And there's no question that COVID could be considered one of those two things. And so it's important that you're taking your due diligence, following your preparedness plan, and showing your employees, your customers, and the community that you're doing everything you can to help prevent the spread of the disease.
Lindsay Sikora, the owner of Sikora Business Solutions and the Sikora Law Firm, is with us today in the MegaCast. Lindsay, I really appreciate you taking time for us. Good to have you with us. I'm Dave Scott in our Troy studios, Tyler Keefe in our West Bloomfield studios, and we're here with you all across Oakland County today and online try to help you get through this. Lindsay, here in our Troy office, we did the best we could. We do have a written plan,
Good.
and we do have many of our employees are coming back now, still some of them at home. We're leaving the ones at home that can stay at home, but we have had some that have had to come back. And we have the whole check-in procedure. We got the thermometer and the check-in list and all those things. Are there is there a short list of things that we should be doing and that I hope I just hit most of them? Or can you give us some free advice real quick and just the bare basics so everybody should already know that they need to be doing?
Sure. So the three main things that I would say all businesses should be implementing and examining right now is one, their sick leave policy. So whether or not you had one in place prior to this COVID-19 pandemic or not, it's really important that you revise it based on the CARES Act. So the CARES Act is out and it's available, and it indicates what needs to be done essentially as far as payment and compensation and sick leave when it comes to COVID 19. And so definitely want to take a look at the sick leave policies and make sure that that's following all of the CARES Act and new guidelines. We also want to, number two, consider staff and customer health screenings, basically what you touched upon. Think about what you want to do as far as screening people that are coming into your workplace. You could consider the temperature checks, a quick questionnaire, but keep in mind all that information does need to be kept private as it is medical information that needs to be kept in a secure place out of the sight of other individuals. And then the third thing would be to document that response plan. OSHA has a great website that has a few forms on there, 10 guidelines that all businesses should know, and great resources, CDC, as well as the executive orders. You want to combine those three things and make sure that you're following them in your preparedness plan. So sick leave policy, health screenings, and documenting your plan for yourself and all of your staff to be informed of.
All right, Lindsay, I'm doing pretty good, but I got a little bit of homework to do now. Thank you very much.
Sure.
The one thing that we do have that checklist in all of our studios, but it's out there. I mean, and maybe I need to figure out a way for people to sign a piece of paper and just like dump it into a secret box or something. It's a clipboard with where everybody signs in. That might, based on what you said, that may not be the best approach because their information is out in the public and other people can see it. So, we'll try to do a little bit better in that regard, right?
That sounds great. Yes. Even filing it separate if you want to do something handwritten, or having, Dropbox folders that are not shared with anyone else. That would be something that would help.
Lindsay Sikora is the owner of the Sikora Business Solutions Company and Sikora Law Firm, and she is helping businesses get open one more time. So many of us are doing that and heading back to work. And we're allowed to do that, right, Lindsay? So when the governor lifted the stay-at-home order and said we can gather in groups of 10 and then said we could gather in groups of 100, I assume that means people can go to work if they want to go to work, if they're in an eligible business, and virtually all of us are in eligible businesses, especially those people that go to office buildings and whatnot, as long as we keep our distancing or wearing our masks and doing the things that we should be doing. There's no reason why people cannot be going back to work. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the latest executive order is still recommending that those who are able to complete their jobs from home to continue to do so. But yes, if you need to go to work and you're not within one of the restricted businesses, then that is within the current executive order for you to be doing.
All right. Do you work with businesses other than those of us who are in office buildings, like restaurants and other kinds of businesses? So they opened yesterday, and we had an opportunity yesterday to head out to a bunch of the different restaurants. We broadcast live from the grill in Sylvan Lake yesterday morning. I got to salute Vicki out there. She really did an amazing job during the crisis. She took the opportunity to remodel her restaurant. It looks fantastic, put a new floor in, did a lot of other things. That was smart, right? If you got the financial wherewithal to do that, why not take advantage of the time? And then they put barriers up in between all of their booths. But instead of the ugly plexiglass, and I don't chastise anyone viewing for putting plexiglass in their business, but they put these really nice wood barriers between each of their booths in the restaurant that match the decor, and they can probably leave them there, give people some privacy. And then I think the coolest thing, I like to mention this whenever I can, I think the coolest thing they did, so restaurants can only have so much seating. They're at 50% capacity right now, at least.
Correct.
So rather than take all the extra tables out, they put a very intimidating stuffed animal on the tables that you're not allowed to sit at. And Tyler, those, if I recall, are called COVID monsters, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So they put the COVID. So, we're seeing some creative things, but
Yeah.
restaurants, grocery stores, they have a whole nother collection of challenges, correct?
Yes. And right now I've been working with a lot of fitness centers because fitness centers are one of the last businesses to be able to open. They're still not able to open here in Michigan under the executive order. And because of the risks involved, there is a lot of creativity involved, and not one plan suits all. So we tailor fit based on the business. And a lot of those fitness centers are really getting excited to find out when that opening date is going to be. And we're helping them get to the point where they can practice as safely as possible in theirs.
They're not opening up on next week along with the salons. Are still, the health centers are still, fitness centers are still on hold even after Monday.
That's correct. There has not been, as of yesterday evening, there has not been a release date for the fitness centers to open just yet.
Just, I'm curious, you coming up with some COVID monster ideas of your own for the health clubs?
Yeah, so we're using lots of barriers from all different shapes and sizes. I have some vendors that I'm working with that are able to ship out to different businesses, all these different types of barriers and notification plaques and wonderful things to help make it look professional yet effective.
Lindsay Sikora, owner of Sikora Business Solutions, Sikora Law Firm. What happens if we screw this up? I mean, it's not a perfect deal. We've all been doing the best we can. The governor, she made her share of mistakes. We're going to make our mistakes. What happens if we screw this up a little bit?
You know what? I do think there's a learning curve. And I think that if you're really transparent with your staff and your members, that this is an ongoing situation, that you're taking in all of the resources and all of the facts that you can, you hope that people will be understanding. If you show them through your documents, your forms, your posters that are up in your businesses, that you're taking this seriously and doing what you can, I hope the community will appreciate that and be a little forgiving.
All right, you must have pivoted. You couldn't have been doing this 3 months ago, Lindsay.
Well, so I've had the law firm for many, many years, as well as the consulting business. But yes, we pivoted to mostly COVID over the last 3 months because that's where our clients need us right now. And so I realized very quickly, starting in March, that all of the phone calls coming in for the consulting business were all COVID related. So we've really geared our focus since March to informing our clients what they need to know and how to move forward.
All right, well, I want to congratulate you because pivoting a business is not easy. It's difficult. We've seen some people do it very successfully, and then we see other people that just feel like their hands are tied and they don't know how to do it. And again, I'm not, I'm not saying anything negative about the people that haven't been able to pivot, but it's hard. But I just want to recognize those that do, that are making it work, and so we salute you. Anything else you want to share about just how things have been going? How are things at home? How are things at the office? What adjustments have you had to make in your life to make all this work?
Yeah, so I'm a mom as well, and so child care was something that we had to switch and make lots of changes to, and I know that's one of the largest struggles that a lot of the business owners, male and female, are facing today. With schools being closed and a lot of camps being closed, even though they can technically be open with restrictions. So I think adaptation is key. So managing your expectations, and that's what we've been doing in the office. And also, like I've mentioned before, being transparent with your staff and keeping them informed because, they're your COVID procedure implementers. So they're on the front lines of your business, making sure that the protocols and procedures are being followed. So
All
that's
right,
what we're both.
we might as well call your firm New Normal Enterprises because that's really what you're doing. Kelly, thank you very much. Good to talk to you. Good work, and let's keep in touch. Very helpful information today.
Yes, thank you for having me. Have a great day.
Kelly, Lindsay Sikora, everyone else on the show's named Kelly, forgive me. Lindsay Sikora, owner of Sikora Business Solutions and Sikora Law Firm, and you can go to them on the web if you want to find them at sikorasolutions.com. Sikora Solutions, Sikora Solutions.com, and you'll find more information. I assume that is correct?
That is correct. Thank you so much for the opportunity today and have a
No
great day.
problem.